Welcome back to the Rock and Nole channel. We got FSU fan extraordinaire Cole, aka Coach Waffle House, on tonight. Excited to have him on. He's going to tell his story about his FSU fandom and going viral last year because you did, whether you admit it or not, you did. And then it resurfaced again over the weekend. Cole going viral and becoming known once again in the FSU world in an awesome way. So Cole, welcome. Before we get into you, let's just show everybody in case they don't remember. That was the Duke game last year. Came back from a commercial break, and everybody said, "This guy is." We were at a bar. I'll admit we had had a few because it was a frustrating night, and we saw that, and we're like, "All right, this game is. No matter what happens now, we won't forget it in a good way." And then I forgot when the time you resurfaced this year, Cole. I got it ready to go. Alabama game, first one on the field. And that went viral too, man.
So, I had to let them know. They just got beat. Yeah, Oh man. Yeah. Thanks again for having me. I'm always down to talk Florida State ball. It's like my passion. So it's really awesome. I mean, I got Nole tatted on my thigh. Like I'm just a big fan. But I guess if you want, we can start last year. You were at a bar, you said?
Yeah, let's talk about you were telling me before we went on air you're from Lakeland and you're a Lightning fan. That's okay.
Yeah, I'm everything.
That's all good. Listen, yeah, that's fine. But
I'm born and raised in Lakeland, Florida, Polk County, which is for a lot of people Gator country.
Oh yeah,
the Pouncey twins, Chris Rainey, all those guys. They come from Lakeland. So growing up, it was I always repped the garnet and gold. I was never one of those guys that went with the Gators. So the Tebow years were tough growing up. Those were tough years.
And we just didn't get players out of there ever.
Oh God, no. I still want us to get more players out of there.
Yeah,
I let the dream die. But my little brother's actually 6'5" and plays defensive end but they only won one game his high school, the cross town from Jenkins. But I mean, yeah, man. So grew up a big FSU fan. My dad got me in. Like my dad moved to Greenville, South Carolina in high school and didn't really follow college football. And then everyone was like, "Hey, man, you gotta rep a team. You gotta pick a team." And he was like, "Well, all you Clemson guys are weird, and I like Bobby Bowden, so we'll just go with Florida State." Yeah. And then on my mom's side, my great aunt, my great uncle, and my great aunt, massive FSU fans, to the point where my grandma tells me, "My sister really made you into the crazy fan that you are." So I kind of took the torch and ran with it, and I guess it all kind of encapsulated last year. At that game, yeah, I wouldn't.
Did you know? I've been dying to ask you this, man. Like, did you know, like, at the game that you were a big topic of conversation? Like, were you getting texts, your phone blowing up, like, all over ESPN? Because it was a Friday night game, no other games on.
Yeah, first time losing to Duke ever. I knew it was happening. I won't lie. I knew it was happening. Yeah. I didn't. I originally had my shirt on. Because it was Halloween weekend. I was there for a bachelor party. My best friend was getting married. You can obviously tell we made the plans a year in advance because the year prior we were undefeated. He's my best friend. He had never been to an away FSU game ever, not even a Florida State game. So I was like, let's go to North Carolina, play some golf. We'll enjoy it.
And it was a Friday too, so you're like, all right, we'll have the weekends.
Perfect. Yeah, it was perfect. So leading up to that, we were there, and obviously I had tailgated and had quite a few. And yeah, of course, yeah. We had to get through that point. We're like, man, let's just hope we win this game. So honestly, the inspiration of it was I was trying to I was like, we need a win. Bobby is going to be here. I'm going to dress like Bobby Bowden. It was cold. I had my old FSU. My dad's from the 90s. It says Florida State across the chest. It's like one of those old coaches jumpers things. And I was like, I'm going to dress like Bobby. And what's better than a Waffle House, menu, because I don't like IHOP and I don't like Denny's, and Waffle House has always been good to me. So yeah, I knew it was going on. My phone was blowing up. My phone was almost dead, but it's happened before. So you remember the Notre Dame game in 2021
Of
where
course.
so I actually was like, the crying fan with the Palace Saloon hat. I had like my hands in my face.
Uh,
I
After
had
overtime?
Yes, yeah. So when we went down by 18, they did a camera shot of me with my hands in my face, and I just was like, oh, I was just rubbing my eyes, but it looked like I was crying. So
Yeah.
that happened. The following year against Clemson, I got a still shot of me shirtless at the uh God, what was it? Against Clemson in 2022. 2023, I got on TV against Florida. They showed me at the Swamp, funny enough, but this one was obviously so. I now have, I think, a streak of 5 years, and I'm very proud of that streak of being on TV.
And
you
so
know,
this past weekend, like I'll admit, I was watching our game the other night. I mean, how could I not? But I was flipping through other games, and then I'm like, all right, we're in control. I can flip a little, and
yeah,
then I flip back, and literally the second I turn the camera, I see 100 people with their shirts off, and I didn't know the TikTok trend. I didn't know any of it. I see the players pointing at the
mhm,
fans. Castellanos helping, and I'm like,
yeah,
man, this thing went crazy. And then you
yeah,
put up an awesome video about it. And Tony White, without you tagging him or anything, sees that and wrote like, "Thank you so much."
yeah.
So now
That
you're
was
buddies with
awesome.
Tony White.
That was awesome. I
Yeah.
was I wasn't expecting that, and then I love when coaches interact with fans in a
Mhm.
positive way on Twitter, and trust me, I'm just like everyone else. They make or break my Saturday. I know how the season's been. I understand everything. I'm the ultimate optimist, and anytime we can have fun, especially after a win. And I know there's some people that are saying, "Oh, it's just Wake Forest." Yeah, but it feels good being able to handle Wake Forest after the year that we had last year.
But there's
So
never such thing as a bad win.
yes, no. Listen, there's only good losses, and that's only if you're in the SEC. That's
That's true.
only
That is true. Or the Big Ten. Yeah, absolutely.
exactly.
That is a
But yeah,
great point.
I but yeah, back to last year,
Mhm.
I knew it was going off. I knew it was going crazy, but honestly, we had a game to win, and I there's like a clip, like a 3-minute clip where it breaks up all the stuff.
Yeah.
I was genuinely yelling at the defense, and if you look back, we didn't give up a single point in the fourth quarter. Now, I wish they would have swapped the offense and put them on my end because I would have been encouraging and yelling at them, and maybe we would have won the game. But that's in the past.
Right.
Um, yeah, it was tough, and the worst part about I think that was I then had a 13 something hour drive back to Lakeland the next day. um,
Which game was this again?
it was Duke last
Oh,
year.
Duke. That Duke game. I'm sorry. I was thinking about Wake for a second.
Yeah, yeah. So I had to
Okay.
drive all the way back,
Oh,
and it was crazy. We all had like a hotel room. My buddy actually was working for the University of Texas, had to go work the Texas Georgia game the next day, and then I remember the dude with the big forehead got his like flowers after that game too. So
yeah.
it was cool. I love it. And even afterwards, like I was able to go to the Miami game. I was able to go to the North Carolina game. I was gonna go to the Notre Dame game, but I decided against it, which I'm glad I didn't. And then I finished out the year at Florida. I and this was back when I was living in Lakeland. Last fall. I have since moved back to Tallahassee, so I'm
Nice.
actually living here now, and it's been great. The Bama game was a lot of fun.
Oh,
It was fantastic. It was
my
it was
weekend
great.
was fun till the game.
Bama
Bama
week,
was a special. I've been doing this a long time. That was a special weekend. I can
yeah,
remember. I'm
my
not saying it to try to sugarcoat what's happened the rest of the year since then, but it was a special time.
I wish we could start the season off against an SEC school every year. You know,
We have a better record against the SEC in the last couple of years than the ACC, but we'll
yeah,
get onto that stuff later. But it was
yeah.
just so cool, because you could tell with you, sometimes you see people doing it and they get on TV and you could tell it's just for attention or they let it get to their head. And you've never done that, man.
I just like my thing was last year we were not playing to Florida State standard, and I think a lot of people came up and asked me, "Did you make money off that or anything like that?" And I was like, "No, I just want people to laugh. I think it's more fun if we laugh at me being a shirtless idiot versus focusing on the bad football that we played last year. You know, and since we're now we're 4-4, right? If I'm not mistaken,
Yes. Yeah, we're
hey,
500.
500. I'll after last year, I'll take it. I'll take it.
I know. It's not the standard, but
No, not
I
at
hear.
all. Not at
I
all.
just want to shout out my friend Ashley. She does a 305 sports show down here. Not
Awesome.
Canes really stuff. I mean, she likes them, but she does. It's really
Yeah.
Dolphins and Heat and like Marlins she focuses on. But
Hey,
good luck and thank you so much. Believe it or not, I think we're really gonna need it there this weekend. I don't care what anyone says. And she said hi, Coach Waffle House.
hello,
She's a
hello.
great person. Thank you. Yeah, so it's not the state. I get it. I mean, it is what it is. I love your positivity.
Oh yeah.
But the Waffle House thing was great, man, with that menu. And like I remember ESPN talking like this. Yeah, there you go. Was that the one actually at the game?
I've been meaning to update it. No, it's still the same one. It's the
That's awesome.
same battered, and you can tell by the
Yeah,
the North Carolina prices, $10.50 for 2 eggs breakfast. I mean, that was crazy. Yeah, I had to unfortunately update the headset because I used the Turtle Beaches. Those were my actual Xbox headset. I've since I think the problem was I had a white set. I needed to get a black set like the rest of the coaches. So I
they
went.
kept coming back to you that game.
Yes, yeah.
It wasn't just that commercial break and you were on. Like you were dialing up plays. Like it was great, man. I remember saying, and I had a few that night. I remember saying, if we win, like this guy is gonna be like Red Lightning type thing. And you're still up there, but it was just so cool to see it again the other night in a good situation. And it was so cool because all right, a lot of the stands had filed out. The game was a wrap. It's been a rough season. Homecoming weekend, I get it. And it was like 100 people. And like when they came back, man, I don't know if you've seen the TV copy of it yet.
Yeah. I was actually decently surprised coming out of the bye week how many people did show up. And I was actually very happy with the energy in the stadium. It was a rough, I wouldn't say rough, but it was a slow start to the game. And then
first quarter was
and then we just kind of took off, and the defense was flying around to the football like they did against Bama. And again, I'm trying to ultimate positive. Like these are kids. Whether they're kids. I see them around in Tallahassee. They're great kids. I mean, I have nothing but nice things to say about the whole team.
We could talk about Norvell, the recruiter.
Yeah.
We could talk about his record, but they're a class active of a team. There's no one who embarrasses the program. There's no one who just stands up people. It was like that when Leonard was the basketball coach at it was always a team you could be proud of. And I understand you're not especially in NIL, you're not paying for their personalities. Like I understand.
Yeah.
But it's really nice to have a group of men that you can really be proud of.
And I also look at it as this.
Never bash them as players on social media.
I look at it as this too. It's a brand new defensive scheme, brand new, and it's a brand new. Brand new offensive scheme.
No, and it's very different from what we've run.
Yeah,
and a lot of these guys aren't recruited to play that.
Exactly. And I've been actually very decently pleased with Tommy. I think he needed to get healthy, and I think he's been fantastic. And I do think that he stays another year. I think he could, because he's a redshirt junior. I thought he was a redshirt senior.
No, he's a senior, but he's got a petition.
He petitioned. Okay,
he's got a petition up because they changed the rule after he played in that bowl game.
I said
if they really want to, he's got a really good shot of winning that petition.
Yeah, I would keep Tommy another year. I think it's very important that you keep
Gus stays.
Yes, if Gus stays. Yeah,
I think he will. Yes. And I'm not saying I'll just cast him away, but he's really designed for Gus's system.
Exactly. I think that Gus stays. I think Gus's time as a head coach is kind of fizzled out. I think he might. I think he's still got a couple good
just said Mike, I'm going to come here to try to get, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here a little, but
yeah, of course.
Just said, Mike, I love you. I'm going to come for 1 year, just try to help you get the train back on track, which really hasn't. And then all right, you got it from there.
But this thinking about how Gus has been and seeing his interviews, he's an ultimate competitor, and I think what he is doing is taking a step back and like, okay, I'm just gonna ride out the years as an offensive coordinator. I don't have to
Yeah,
do much except call the plays. So I think I think he stays for a little bit longer. We got to right the ship. I mean, looking ahead, you got to win these. I think you go 8-4, and it looks a lot better going into next year.
and that
And
was our ceiling going into the year, in my
yeah,
opinion. That was our ceiling. I
I
never
if
saw 9-3 or 10-2. It
you
just
asked
didn't.
me, you asked
Well,
me.
you're gonna say 12-0, right?
I
Yeah.
always in 12-0, but I genuinely was like, I never forget. I was at a pool party with some buddies, at a couple bourbons, and someone before the season started. It was Memorial Day weekend. I said we're going to beat Alabama, and if we beat Alabama, we're going to go 10-2. And then I
Oof.
I was right about Alabama. I said for a year, I said we're going to beat Alabama, we're going to beat Alabama. I
Mm.
tweeted it out, and I was right. Now, did I think we were going to lose to Virginia? No. Did I also maybe have a $250 tab at Madison Social that night as well because of it? Yes. And I
Yeah.
happily paid it. I happily paid it.
Yes.
I was
Yeah,
very,
no, that was me for the Duke game. Not as much last year,
yeah,
but
I,
yeah.
yeah, I'm not too proud of that one. It was, and then the Pitt game was tough. And the Stanford game, I would say that was the lowest point where I was just like, God, yeah, something's got to give.
That was the breaking point, I think.
For me,
This
yes.
game was like 70%. Stanford was like 100.
Yeah.
I think Pitt was the game because that was the game where the media really started to really.
all I was out, and then all you got to do is quote tweet me drunk, waving my shirt around, and then I'm all the way back in. So I'm all the way back in.
Was it you? Yeah, that's when you were back, baby. We're back.
Yeah, I'm
What
so
it is?
ready.
All jokes aside, like you love the team and you have fun with it. Like
Oh yeah,
it's great. Like I listen, man. I love this team. I bleed garnet and gold, but I'm not gonna let it like destroy me if we lose a game.
that's something that I had to learn.
I
I
went to
took
football rehab back in '02. That's
ah,
you're a youngin. I
uh,
joke about that
yeah,
expression. I
yeah,
used to be terrible, man. I used to be like, if we lost, you couldn't talk to me for a minimum 2 or 3 hours. I was bad. And then
yeah.
I finally realized, like, if the worst thing that happens in my day is we lose a football game, I'm doing okay.
It was bad for a while
Now
for
I'm
me. It was bad. It was bad.
we all Nole fans have their if I have their degrees. Like I've had people call me and say, I'm gonna go into your program. I'm gonna go. And that someone had the best tweet going into the year saying it was like before week 1 of college football, the week before, and they said, that time of year where 18 to 22-year-old kids determine
Affect
my
my set. Yeah, affect my Saturdays. Yeah, no, that's
You're a diehard, and I love it. And Tony White, man, let's go back to that again, man. That was so cool. And then you spoke to him again,
yeah.
something like, I'll be there. And he was like, run it back with the emojis.
I saw that the game time got announced for Virginia Tech, and I saw the 7:30 game, and I was the last one waving my shirt around because I was just happy we won an ACC game. It's been 400 days. I was like, this is great. I'm not letting the moment die. So I'm sitting there and I'm sending those videos I was sending them to my family group chat, just messing
Mhm.
around with them. So I had like made 2 of
Yeah.
them. I tweeted the one out that I'm not leaving, Noles win, and then I saw that we were announced we're playing Virginia Tech again at 7:30. So I was like, let's just see. Run it back again, Coach White. And he was ready for it. And I'll be there. I'll be there, and I'll be doing it. Fourth quarter, I'm ready to go. I'm locked in. I'm ready to go.
That was awesome because the cool thing about the other night was, all right, we know ACC Network, when they cover a game, it's not the highest quality. For whatever reason, I think the schools are responsible for it more. I've heard all kinds of stories, but it's not like when it's on the main
Yeah.
channel. So if they focus on something, they're there for a bit.
Yeah.
It's not like go to camera 8, go to camera 7, go to camera 6. Well, were there doing that? They were there for a good minute.
It was
I think they might have even missed a play out of the timeout, if I'm not mistaken.
It was a blowout. It probably was
went viral.
Yeah, I love that.
And then I watched after the game when Castellanos pointed at the crowd with his towel. I thought that was so cool, man, as an alumni.
I'm going to be honest with you. It was so much going around. I saw a couple players. I didn't see Tommy, but I mean, it was a madhouse whirlwind of t-shirts, and I'm like,
What, about 200
I was
people doing it?
it was almost the whole. It was a good amount of section, and the
Yeah.
best thing that I liked about it was there was every Florida State. It wasn't just like every type of Florida State fan was there, old to young, everyone.
Yeah.
It was a great time, and we were starting chants. We were saying stuff about Florida, Miami, and then Clemson, of course, because that's who's on deck. It's awesome. I'm glad that college football can highlight something like the Oklahoma, like that started at Oklahoma State, and they're having a horrible season. Fired Mike Gundy after how many years, and they're still having fun. And then it just kind of snowballs into this. And I'm again, call me biased. I think we did it better than everyone. I think we did it better than everybody. So,
Oh, you did, and ACC Network, to my critiques about it, did a great job of highlighting it.
we'll see if Clemson can
I mean,
match the
literally
energy.
straight out of the commercial, it was you guys doing it. It wasn't like, oh, we show a play and then we pan to the crowd. It was like usually they always show the sidelines when you come back or the next play.
Yeah, they show up in the formation, just going. Yeah,
and you're all in one exact motion doing it. It was like you couldn't have scripted it better.
My arm got tired. I'm not gonna lie, because we were there for all I think I got up there with like 12 minutes. 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter is when I got up there. Yeah, and I stayed till the very end.
Corey Clark had said from War Chant. He was. They were talking about it on some of the headlines this week.
That's awesome.
And people were asking about it, and he said if the press box was on the other side where you guys were, he would have come down and he's like, I don't know if I would have joined in doing it, but I would have got some type of story or some type of film or something.
Open invitation for the Virginia Tech game. I would love for all of them to come down and do it. I think it would be awesome.
The other side where you guys were.
We should get competing. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
You should tweet at them, but he said I would have been down there.
Yeah, it's just fun. It feels good when Florida State is playing, good, proper football, beating up on teams that we're supposed to beat up on. That's what the excitement, it comes from, and I'm happy, and I'm excited going into this weekend. I don't know how you feel. I'm excited going into this weekend. Yeah,
regardless of what Clemson is, you should always be excited for a rival.
Oh yeah, and
Valley. This is why you go to Florida State if you play. I understand recruiting's not like it used to be. A lot of these kids are rentals. I hate using that word.
I don't like using it either.
I don't like it either. But they're kids who, it wasn't like that out of high school. They're like, I want to go here to play in this moment.
Oh yeah, but they learn.
I get it. But if you're a good coach, you make them understand it. Oh, yeah. I would imagine Mike does, because Mike does take. I got my criticism about Mike, but he does take the rivalry game seriously.
Yes, he does.
From what I heard from people, like in the building the week of a Miami game or a Florida or a Clemson, you see a difference.
It's different, yeah.
And that's what you want. It was like that in the Valley when I was there.
Put him in a hoodie every day. Put him in a hoodie every day so he's fiery. I want to see hoodie Mike all the time. All the time.
Yes,
hoodie,
I do too.
Every time. I was going to go to the Clemson game. Actually, I was making arrangements to go. But my little brother, my father scheduled a tour of the university for my little brother on Monday. So he's coming up to watch the game with me, and my brother's going to come up. So I want to go to that game. Last time I went in Death Valley was 2023. I went with my uncle and my cousin. That was the best sunburn I ever got in my life.
Oh, it was hot. I mean, I've been hotter, but that was up there.
That was
right here. Up there. What a day that was.
It was beautiful. Kalen DeLoach it was like watching poetry.
Cam from Lock and Leave It.
Cam's my god. Oh, I
met him. Well, he knew of me, not of me like I'm famous, but we ran into each other at Matzo the day before the game, and we're talking YouTube, we're talking Florida State, and he goes to me, and we had a couple, and he said, let me support you on your channel. I said, dude, I'd appreciate that. He goes, no way, I already subscribed to you. Great dude.
It's really funny. Cam and I actually go way back. My first stint up here in Tallahassee, I worked as and I know this is probably a lot of people are very mad about the apartments going up all over. There's so many apartments, student apartments that are going up. That's what I do. That's my
Yeah,
job.
I like it.
Cam was I worked at the 9 Tallahassee the very first year it opened.
Oh,
Cam was
beautiful.
one of the residents.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, and so I was at the front desk and we would just talk ball and
He knows
go
his
to
stuff. He does.
yeah. Oh my
He
gosh,
knows ball.
Cam, great. Yeah, Cam's one of my. Me and him have talked ball
Yeah.
nonstop. He's one
And
of
I
my
didn't
one of
say
my
that
great dudes.
casually about people. Like,
Oh yeah,
he did a
that's
cameo
awesome.
in my vlog for the FSU Miami weekend and, like, was breaking down some things. I'm like, all right, I got to get you on sometime. It hasn't happened yet, and we got to make that happen still. Cole, you can join us, of course. But, yeah, that's the cool thing is, yeah, back to the, I mean, I like that the apartments are going up. We didn't have that many apartments walking into the stadium when I went to school there. There's a few. I
Yeah,
like I do.
it's
I think
the
it makes
more
the students want to be there even more for games.
and College Town is
Oh,
the spot to be in this College Town area. I'm not going to dox where I work, but I work at one of the big ones down there in College Town, so that's like my normal job, uh, and it's fun. To see the city growing more and more, and as the university gets bigger, and as we get more prestigious, I think we're top 20 or something like that right now.
yeah.
Fingers
Thank you,
crossed.
John Thrasher. That was his
Yeah,
goal when he took over, was to get our ranking in the top 15, top 20, and he did.
I'm saying, knocking on wood, when my little brother comes here next year, I want him to enjoy it when he's here, and it's fun to see, and it's fun, seeing how creative people get with like their flags and the crazy videos. Obviously, the kids have fun and they get wild and stuff, but your College Town has just boomed and it's been great. And it's even more fun when Florida State is playing good football and when they're playing good basketball too. I'm actually very excited for Coach like the new era of
Yeah,
coaching
let's talk about
basketball.
that a little.
Hmm.
I remember Luke as a player,
Hmm.
and he did all the dirty work really well. Good player. He likes to like joke and say, "Oh, I was very average player. I just do my role." The guy could play ball.
The guy
You're
can
not
play
playing.
ball.
You're not starting at Florida State if you're like
You're
average.
not you're not coaching in the NBA if you're not
If you're
some
average. And
type of
I don't know if you know, Golden State. Steve Kerr was so impressed with him, they created a position for him on staff.
exactly.
If
And it's
has enough going on for him to say, "I like this guy so much. Find something, make something
yeah,
happen." That
yeah,
speaks volumes.
yeah.
And it's how Luke is breaking into his bag of tricks of let me FaceTime Steph Curry at a
That's awesome.
presser recruit. Might as well.
Getting Terrence Mann to take that GM role,
Yeah, Steph,
getting former
Trae Young.
getting former successful players back into the program, that's like super important. I think at every single watching Cal Riley, like, and I'll use baseball for example, watching Cal Riley talk about Florida State during the home run derby, even briefly, that's so big for
Can't
these
put a price tag
universities.
on that.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll never understand any coach that pushes away former players or anything like that. I
Brian
think when
Kelly.
I was I walked past Mickey Andrews on my way to the game to go into the Wake Forest game. Seeing him around,
Legend.
is so electric. I mean, that for me, I was walking, I
I
had a
have
drink in
some
my
great
hand,
Mickey stories.
and
I've gotten to interact.
I was like,
He's
that's
the
so cool.
nicest dude ever.
He
People
was
are
in the
so
middle.
scared of talking.
He was in the middle of a conversation. I'm
Oh, okay.
a
Yeah,
certain
yeah,
way. I didn't want to be
yeah.
rude. I was like,
I
oh my
wouldn't.
God, this is
Yeah,
Mickey
that is
Andrews.
a different story.
And I was
But
texting my
he was
dad.
that nice.
I was like, Dad, I just walked past Mickey Andrews. Oh my God. Like, super
Why he
cool.
doesn't listen right now, why he doesn't have a statue up by Doe Campbell is beyond me. What that guy did for college football and Florida State,
Yeah,
or
I
even a
know.
street named after him or something, I will never understand. You might never
I
see that again. Guy
I'll
20-something
s-
years somewhere,
I'll sign
and
the
what he
petition.
his
I'll sign the
resume,
petition.
if you look up what he's did in his career,
I
it
know.
was unreal. Like, I will go to bat for Mickey, and I've had some great chats with him. When I say a guy who loved football,
Oh
like,
yeah,
I was flying back to Tallahassee one time, and the whole coaching staff was on my flight from Miami to Tallahassee.
that's awesome.
I mean, I'm
That's
sitting at the gate. I didn't even know they were. I looked to my right, and there's Bobby Baden right next to me.
awesome.
I don't know how the
That's
story came into my head, and he was super nice, chat. And I go up to Mickey, and I was like, "Just want to say, pleasure to meet you, man. Like, thanks so much for what you do." He's asking me questions about me, and then he's breaking down football for me.
oh
He's
dude,
breaking down some of our recruits. He's breaking down stuff like we talked for a good
that's so
20
cool.
minutes.
That's genuine conversation, and that's
Yeah,
what I like.
airport gate.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
my similar story. And if we're going, my one of my biggest regrets is that I unfortunately never got to meet Bobby. That's one of my biggest
Yeah.
things. However, I think faith family football is something that I think every like just is a beautiful thing. And I when he passed away, it
Oh,
hurt. It was brutal. It was brutal.
we're still
But
feeling it.
my uncle actually has a similar story. So he was working for Coca-Cola. They're playing Clemson. It was 2013, and
Mm.
he actually didn't do it like the deliveries anymore. But he knew that he was going to be at the hotel. Jimbo, everybody. It was the team hotel that they were staying at for 2013. He
Mm.
ran home and got his cornhole boards and went and did the delivery and ran into Odell. And my uncle, being like me, able to talk, he's like, Odell, hey, he's from Bartow. We're from Lakeland. That's 20. Like, I get Bartow in 20 minutes from my house in Lakeland,
Okay.
Polk County. And then Odell started talking to him, and they sat down and they were chopping it up. And then the team started coming in. And then Jimbo walks in. Jimbo talks to my uncle for like 10 or 15 minutes. And then everyone signs the thing for my uncle, signs his cornhole board, and we have it at his house in Greenville. This is in Greenville,
That's
South Carolina, too. Before the
mhm.
game, before they go and kick Clemson's
That's
ass.
something about Jimbo that not everybody knows is all right. Maybe to the media, he was an ass. Maybe to people who worked in the building. But when it came to the casual fan or at a Publix or a baseball game or something,
Yeah.
he would sit there and really talk. We're
Yeah.
sitting there before the Ole Miss game, 2016. And I know it's not like my story versus your story night, but
No, this
in
is
the
what I like
lobby,
doing.
we're in the lobby the day of the game, and I'm talking to like a GA on the staff and a couple
Mhm.
people. And I think the team I was thinking team hotel, and they're walking by. I think they had a meeting right before the game, like a couple
Mhm.
hours before. And usually Jimbo walks with like a cop or
Mhm.
somebody like with him.
Yeah.
He's walked by himself through the hotel. All right. And he's standing at the front desk. He's either waiting for somebody or he's waiting. He wasn't sure where the meeting room was going to be, or I don't know what it was. So he's standing there, and an Ole Miss fan, Ole Miss hat, walks up to him and says, Coach, I just want to say it's like an honor to meet you. I know I'm on the other side, but I just respect you so much. Great. And Jimbo couldn't have been nicer. And he goes, can I take a picture? And Jimbo's like, yeah, sure. And he goes, I'll take the hat off, no problem. And Jimbo's like, keep the hat on. I don't care. Like,
That's so cool. I think
yeah,
Jimbo
no,
knew that.
people told me to be critical of Jimbo, and I got a
Yeah.
million reasons why. That's not one of them.
Yeah. And
So,
I have my criticisms of Jimbo. I have my criticisms of you know, I take it with a grain of salt. Again, I try to be the ultimate optimistic. I try to be positive about every situation. There's obviously things that I don't know about that happen behind the scenes at
yeah.
every program and every coaching staff.
Oh, God,
Um,
yeah.
so I have my optimisms, and it just shows that Bobby sat there and talked to you on the flight. Jimbo sits and talks to that fan, and I've actually had interactions with Mike before. Right after he
It was
took the
awesome.
job, right after he took the job, sitting in Kush's. I was at like a work dinner thing, team building, whatever. And we're about to leave, and it was, and I was like, we gotta ask him. So I have a picture with him right after he got hired, and he was super cool about it. I'm like, so sorry to interrupt. You mind
He's
just
so approachable, Norco.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, we said that about Jimbo, Mike 10 times even more.
I went to my first ever with, I don't know if you know the Straw Hat guy, Dylan on Twitter is a good buddy of mine. I love Dylan.
Great dude. Great dude. I see
Yeah,
him at a lot of Miami Seminole events, and
it is my
yeah,
guy. That is my
great
guy.
dude. Like by face, we've met many times. Great dude.
Me and
On
him
the
are
show
locked in.
time.
That's my guy. I love that guy. We
He is a
decided,
passionate.
well, him and I, and then the goldfish guy, Jack, from
I
2023.
met him in Dublin.
I'm also friends with Jack as well. Like
That's funny.
us
It's like the FSU
memes got to stick together.
celebrity fans, but like the ones who've gone viral are like a community. It's kind of
We
cool.
try to, and Jack's a great buddy, and so is
Great
Dylan. Dylan and I took it upon ourselves to go to the Mike Norvell show. It was the Monday night. It was right before Stanford. I promise everybody right here, right now, I will never go to that show ever again. I will never, ever go to that show.
Defense should be saying that.
I'm superstitious. I still
I
am. I'm
I am too.
superstitious. I was, Mike's walking out, and those, and I don't think people really grasp that job. Being a head coach of a Power Four major program, you are nonstop working. He jumped on a
It's not
golf
for
cart.
everybody.
Oh God, no.
That's what I
He
tell
did his
people.
thing. He did his thing, and he walked out. And I was like, "Good luck out west, coach." Gave him a fist bump, and he said, "Thank you," and went on his way. We ended up losing again. I'm never going back to the show. Don't worry, guys. I'm never ever go. Me and Dylan are never going back to the show ever again. But yeah, it's just he brings the energy, he brings the fire, and it's just
Yeah, he cares.
he cares, and
I
that's something.
understand the record is not what we want. I understand we're not paying you to be a nice guy. But if it doesn't work out here with Mike, it won't be due to lack of care and
Yeah,
trying and checked out.
there's things that I think behind the scenes that people don't know about they're fixing across the board, getting with the times on a lot of stuff. And
Yeah.
I think that the parity in the transfer portal is coming to fruition. And I will be critical of the high school recruiting. I'm very. I mean, today I know everyone's upset about today. I
Can you
have
can you
gotten
blame the kid?
no, I can't. But I don't.
If that
Nothing.
was my player, I would be telling him, like, "Listen, man, it's not even a
I
question."
There's nothing. I don't even take. I don't care until they sign their name on the paper.
That too.
That's
And
how
then
I
it really
am.
doesn't mean anything because they can transfer in a week.
They can transfer in the week. I also think that we're still not out of it. I never think Florida State's out of it. I just don't.
I don't wanna get into a bidding war with Ohio State to get a player. Because we got a lot bigger problems than one cornerback, even though he could have been a starter. They won that kid.
Yeah, I know. I
Young
still
man,
think
young man. Odell will get mad at me if I say kid. Young
oh,
man.
I could. I think again, ultimate optimist here. I think we're still in it. I think that at some point it's never the amount of money. If you do care about the university, I do think that there's those gyms out there that still are like, you know what, I'm gonna go play. I mean, look, or this Deuce Robinson. He was at USC. Look where he's at now. I'm not. The transfer
Yeah,
portal has
yeah.
that too, but I would like to establish a high school base.
That's the thing is that's how you build a culture more.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
hard to build I mean, there were even portal players who've left Florida State now saying, kind of hard to build a culture when it's a lot of 1-year guys, 2-year
I
guys.
know.
It's hard. So we
I
talk
will
about how
give.
successful it is going to Death Valley. There are some kids that were like, it just came on their radar this past January when they signed, or
Yeah.
February. Um,
And I'm not discrediting the 1 to 2 year players that contribute or that come here. If you're willing to come to Florida State and wear the garnet and gold and represent that spear
absolutely.
and the name on the chest, I'm going to support you through and through. If you're here for a cup of coffee or if you're here for 6 years, I'm going to support you. I'm going to give you your flowers, and I hope it works out. I mean, prime example of someone who put the colors on, came out of high school, put the colors on, and went through is a buddy of mine, went through it. Ryan Fitzgerald. That man, I remember at games where that man was getting booed out of the stadium for missing
2021.
kicks. Booed.
Great
And
guy.
now he's a superstar for the Panthers.
2 weeks in a row, winners.
The greatest fantasy football ad of all time. And the
I love
fact
it.
that he's my buddy, I texted him.
Well, then I got to tell you my Ryan Fitzgerald story at some point. Then
Oh yeah, I mean, dude.
classic. No, I'm in Ireland, and I decided to go on a tour of Dublin. I'm like, when am I ever going to be back here? So we start the tour at a place called, of all places, Fitzgerald's Pub. And I'm like, all right, this is cool. And I'm telling the tour guide, and I'm the only one on the tour. No one else showed up at my own tour.
Really?
So, yeah, he goes, you're it. Everybody else did not show up. I'm still going
That's
to get
kind
you
of
the tour.
better if you think
It
about
was
it.
incredible. I had my own private tour guide for the price
Exactly.
of a regular tour. So he goes, he's telling me the history of the name and how special it is. I'm like, oh, our kicker last name is Fitzgerald. He goes, oh, that's awesome. You got an Irish kicker. Awesome. The tour ends and we're at a castle and we're seeing all this stuff. Who walks by randomly with one player? Ryan Fitzgerald. Randomly. Like, what are the
That's
odds? I didn't
awesome.
know they'd be there. I tell the tour guide, I'm like, remember the kicker I told you about? He goes, oh, Fitzgerald. Yeah. I'm like, that's him right there. He goes, you've got to be kidding me, man. What are
That's
the
awesome.
couldn't believe it. I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
I got to stop him now. So I stopped him.
Okay.
I'm like, man, we got to tell you the story. So he couldn't have been nicer. He took a picture with me, of course, and he took a picture with the tour guide. And that tour guide said, this picture is going on our travel company's website. forever. This thing, he wouldn't take a tip after it. He was like, "This is like this picture."
This is awesome. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
he's that happy.
dude. Ryan's one of the coolest dudes I've ever met in my life,
What a team
and
guy.
the hell of a golfer. That man is.
Perfect.
Oh, when I tell you that man is a
I heard he could play some
golfer.
hoops too.
Yes, he can. Yes, he can.
Yeah.
And I'm super proud of him. I really wanted the Bucks to draft him. I wanted the Bucks to get him really bad. The fact he went undrafted is insane to me.
It's hard as a kicker to get drafted.
Lou,
There's plenty of opportunities for undrafted and kickers.
the Lou Groza snub for 2 years pissed me off. Also,
That's
I
a
mean,
different
I'll
story.
go to bat for my guys. But yeah, man, I got so many stories, dude. I love Florida State. Like I love it to my
Yeah,
core.
let's talk about that, man. Like your
I love
fandom is
Florida State.
incredible. Do you feel though, like now that you've gone viral for sure, and what do you say, 5 years in a row you've
5
been on
years in a
TV?
row of being
You always
appearing on
you
TV.
feel pressure now of, man, I got to top the last one. I got to top the last one.
No, I go to the games to enjoy myself. I go to the games to have fun. I it's not as cool. I like it. It's fun seeing. It's like, oh yeah, look, me being an absolute idiot waving my shirt around is awesome, or me fictionally calling plays on the sideline is awesome. Unfortunately, the previous years, except for 23 and this year, every other time has been like a heartbreaking,
Yeah.
like sad moment. Uh, 2023 was great. We're there at UF, but still that turned into not so much of a fun year. But yeah, man.
We've had nothing fun since that Louisville game. Bama.
Yeah.
Bama.
December 3rd, 2023 is the day that college football took a major. And I tweeted that one out too, with all the ACC fans wondering, oh, what do you mean Virginia's at 14? We tried to tell you.
They're all complaining. Them, Georgia Tech, Miami of all teams. They're like, oh my God, we're seeing bias here now. I'm like,
I never thought I would say it. I don't understand, why do we play the games if we're not going to rank the head-to-heads the right way? Don't get me wrong, Notre Dame's playing lights out right now.
A game means more in October than August.
You just got to start.
Now, the Notre Dame Miami one, I understand a little.
I kind of.
Miami's lost 2 out of their last 3. The eye test, the quote eye test, because Miami fans love to tell us about that.
I will say this,
but I understand it's the same, and they beat them head to head. Like
I saw it coming. Miami saw it coming. I wasn't. It's like clockwork. It is like clockwork. They always find a way. They always find a way to collapse. I don't know how Mario does it. I don't know. It is incredible.
He's got a roster. He's got a good roster.
He's got a great roster.
They're not out of it. Like that's the thing, is they're in trouble, but they're not out of it.
You need a lot of help, and I think
they need help, and they have a tough, going at Pitt, at West Virginia Tech in the years. Harder now than we thought 3 months ago.
Look at teams that fire their coach. Florida played Georgia tight. Florida just fired their head coach. You're never, of course.
No, he's only a Panther fan because of Ryan, right?
Yes. I'm a Bucks fan, but I do root for Ryan and the Panthers.
And Carolina's been good to FSU. A lot of FSU guys.
Oh my gosh, yes, of course. Was it
Graham Gano? One of my friends from when I didn't play. Duval. Thank you, William. But yeah, Carolina's been good to Florida State. Not like the Rams or Buffalo, but
or the Chargers.
A lot of Noles have gone through Carolina. And like those are I'm a Dolphin fan. I know we suck, but we've never really taken Florida State guys. Jalen Ramsey recently, and before him, like nobody.
Yeah, I mean the Bucks.
Bucks have been good to Florida State. They started the trend.
Yeah.
Warwick Dunn, Derek Brooks.
He's the number one Buck.
Dexter Jackson, Super Bowl MVP. Oh, yeah. I mean, Brad Johnson, the quarterback. I
met him last year.
Tampa started it.
I met Brad Johnson last year.
Okay.
Really crazy moment. It was the North Carolina game because his sons play for North Carolina. Mac Brown finally beats. I don't know if people knew that going in. Mac Brown finally beats us. I witnessed 2 firsts last season. The Duke beating Florida State and Mac Brown finally beating his alma mater. But it was, people were taking pictures with me, and I was cool with it. It took me like an hour to leave the stadium. I got turned around leaving Doak Campbell. I ended up in the family section at the North Carolina family section.
That's funny.
And who do I see? 6'8", massive, big hands. I accidentally ran into his brother, and I was like, "Is that Brad Johnson?" And he goes, Yeah, that's Brad. You want to meet him? And I was like, yeah. And he calls him over, and I was like, Mr. Johnson is so. And he goes, "You're the Waffle House guy." He's like, "You're the Waffle House guy." Yeah, and I was like, yeah. I was like, I have your jersey. I'm a Bucks fan. I have his Bucks. I have a Brad Johnson Tampa Bay Buccaneers jersey that I wear to the games when I get down to Tampa. But when he shook my hand, it was massive hands. I was like, "It's a pleasure to meet you." I didn't get a picture with him. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not going to ask him. I just want to say thanks for winning me a Super Bowl. Thanks for what you do for FSU. And then I asked him how his son was doing too, because I knew that he had that tough leg injury. And I was like, "Hey, how's your son doing?" And he said he's doing a lot better. And I was like, "How's he like in North Carolina?" And it was a quick, conversation, but I really enjoyed my interaction with Brad. So I go Bucks. I'm a big Bucks fan. I love.
And Brad Johnson is funny. He was building a house in Tallahassee while he was playing in the NFL.
Really?
He might still have a house. I don't know. Yeah, he was building a house, so he was in between places. So he was training in the off season in Tallahassee.
That's awesome.
And he was living at my apartment complex.
That's awesome.
I would see him every day, because my apartment complex is right across the street from Doak. And he'd be
working out.
Yeah. Well, no, he would work out with the team.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I would see him go. I'd be like, 8:30 in the morning to a 20-year-old is like brutal. He's coming back from his workout at that time. But I would see him, and he just kept himself. Nicest guy. But
dude, brother, I'm 27. I'm 27. 8:30 still is tough for me.
Yeah. Oh, wait till you get older. It's even worse. Yeah. Wait till you get older, buddy. It gets even worse. You'll have the stretch where it's nothing, and 8:30 will feel like noon, and then you're gonna have a stretch where you go, "Oh boy, if I don't have coffee from Waffle House or somewhere."
Oh yes. Oh yeah, definitely where I need to get my coffee is from Waffle House with a blueberry pancake. Blueberry waffle.
Pancake.
I know. Sorry.
No, just kidding.
I got USF. I got my boy Zane Herring and Thomas Schrader on USF right now delivering a bunch of pancakes. That's why
There we go. But man, let's talk about one of the things you mentioned right before the show, and you didn't really want to talk about it much because you said, "Oh, I'm not that big." But man, talk about your podcast.
It's nothing crazy. So I'll get into it. So I have a buddy. I have a buddy that I met in 2017 at it was like a Young Life camp, church camp. I was going into college. He was going into his senior year. Week, no phones. We just hit it off, boys. I didn't see him again because he's from Macon, Georgia. I didn't see him again for years, but we interacted on social media. And I kept seeing, when he was in college, I was like, "Man, you're going to a lot of Georgia stuff. Like, that's cool. You're like on the field at Georgia Southern." I figured he worked with the football program and stuff. Then I see him at Nebraska when Georgia Southern beats Nebraska. And I swipe up on his I was like, "Dude, this is awesome. Great win." So fast forward 2023 at Clemson. My uncle's like, "I gotta go to the bathroom." I was like, "All right, kickoff's in 5 minutes. What are we doing here? I want to get in my seats." I'm wearing, and this was before the Waffle House thing. I'm wearing the overalls cut off, work done, black jersey, and a beer in my hand. And then I see my buddy Josh wearing a Deshaun Watson purple Clemson jersey. And I was like, "Dude, Josh." And he goes, "Cole?" And we hadn't seen him in I think it had been 7 years. I had not seen him. We hit it off, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I do this podcast. I'd love for you to call in and just chop it up and talk whatever." So I called in from Lakeland, and then I started doing the Zoom calls with him. And, now it's just progressed into once a week. We talk about, we have a song of the week that we go over, winners and losers of the week. We just talk Florida State, Georgia Southern. He's a massive, massive Georgia Southern fan, NFL. And then we just kind of cap it off with just something fun. I like it as a way to talk to my buddy once a week, just talking sports, turn the brain off. So it's Water Hose Drinkers Podcast. And the reason is that name is it's something to do with Georgia Southern, Eagle Creek, water hose drinking, how do you get your minerals growing up, drinking from a water hose. So it's just a lot of fun. We have a lot. Yeah,
I like-
I enjoy it. I love it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a link to it in the description, man. So
Oh yeah, we do.
check it
We
out.
talk wagers too. We talk wagers. I
Nice.
think I'm 15-23 on the year. College football. So yeah.
I've learned typically the best pods are the ones where it's like you feel like you're at a bar with somebody
Mm-hmm.
while they're
Oh yeah.
talking, or a barbershop or something, just where you feel like you're just hanging out in a room with them.
Oh yeah. We just talk. We just
Those
talk.
are my favorite.
Yeah, it's we took a break last week. Scheduling it can get hard, but we try our best to once a week just to do 30 minutes to an hour. We've interviewed some people. We interviewed Ryan Fitzgerald. He's had Younghoe Koo on before, the former kicker of the Falcons. We had a PGA Tour winner on as well.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's all a lot of connections through Georgia Southern. So it's been really cool. I really enjoy it. And by the way, I'm having a great time on here. I love chopping it up especially about Florida State too. Yeah, I mean,
good, man. It's been great having you on.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I love
awesome, it. Rob. This is awesome. But like, man, all right. So I figured we'd end it with this topic. Well, I'll give you a question at the end, but let's just talk about FSU Clemson this week.
All right.
We're Thursday, so this is when you start to get to you really start to form your opinion on the game. Mm-hmm. What I always caution people with is, and I'm not saying you do this, is, I mean, you got all week to think about a game. It is so easy to talk yourself into something that you didn't believe in the beginning of the week. And FSU fans did that really well with the Miami game this year. And this week I didn't either. I didn't feel great about
it. I thought we were, I was
I feel great. I'm never a believer in losing makes you, losing is a good thing. Like,
no,
I'd rather have won a close, ugly game and then learn from that. And that's not why we lost.
I don't like losing, period. I hate losing. I don't like it. I'm a competitive guy. Yeah. I'm optimistic. I hate losing. I hate it. So,
like, I can't. It's against my DNA to root against Florida State if I want to see Mike leave. I would rather win and deal with the ramifications. I can't root against Florida State. It's just not something I can do.
I look at it this way,
man. It's a big game this week. I don't care what our record is. I don't care what their record is. Death Valley at night is not going to be pleasant. And if their fans are upset and not motivated all day drinking in Clemson, we'll change things real quick, just like it looked like it happened in Tallahassee the other night.
Yeah,
I think we could have snuck in there, snuck out the dub. Night game, I think it's their senior day there. I'm not sure. I could be wrong because they still have to go to Louisville and South Carolina. So it might be their senior day. I'm not sure.
I'm gonna. I see where you're at. You don't feel good about it, right? You don't feel good.
How could I?
I'll tell you why.
Never ever expect anything from this team.
I with Jacqueline Hyde, you never know who you're gonna get. But I can tell you who.
More Hyde.
Yeah, you know who's talking more like Hyde is Dabo. I mean, look at what they're doing quietly.
Great. I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you.
Dabo, and I stay in my lane. I respect Clemson. I think their fans are great. I have family that went there.
I have to cut you off. The nicest fans I've ever dealt with in a road environment are the Clemson fans. I can't talk bad about Clemson. When I say, like, I've walked into their towards their stadium by myself, and they stop me and say, "Welcome. We hope you have a great trip. Would you like some barbecue?" I mean, they're that nice there.
Very nice.
Nobody gets hurt today. Like, they're that nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but can't talk bad about them.
But when you look at it, what Dabo is saying, and they're on a skid, and this is like a make or break game for Clemson and for Florida State moving forward. I think that heartbreaking loss to Duke last week is going to carry over. And I think that big win, boost momentum win, it's going to motivate. I also think what matters is what we wear. So I don't know. Are we packing the garnet pants? If we pack the garnet pants, I feel good. I feel great, actually.
That's a great Great topic, because here's something that's bothered me for a while, and I love the white and garnet. I like the white on white. I'm not a lover of the white helmets because those gold to me are iconic.
That's fine.
All white with the white I can live with.
But you want
But
gold and white and white?
It's always got to be gold helmet with me.
Okay.
I understand the all white if it's white jerseys, white pants.
Yes.
I take this topic very seriously too. When they do the home thing where they do the white helmet with the garnet jersey, and I don't like that. But when's the last time we've worn white and gold on the road under Mike?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly. Mike does not, for whatever reason, and maybe I'm wrong here. At least this is how it comes across, is he does not like that combination.
The gold, white, gold. I mean, that's just iconic. I mean, I think of God. And
Jimbo never got away from that. I'm not saying he was right for that because Jimbo didn't like switching up uniforms that much. The white and garnet, I'm cool with. All whites occasionally.
I want to bring back, like I said, the gold lids and then the white on white. I thought that was a great look. It reminds me of Greg Jones, stiff arming. That's what that reminds me of. Like that.
That was the first time they ever wore it.
Exactly, that infamous clip. And I think the uniform matters, and I want the boys to feel good, and I think they do feel good. Yeah. I think they getting the win against Wake Forest, beating up on Wake Forest, doing what you're supposed to. That's what you have to do. And I just think that Clemson is at a point where is Dabo on his way out? This could be the nail in the coffin. This could be the nail in the coffin.
If Clemson does not show, there's a possibility Clemson does not even bother to show up. I mean, I'm saying it metaphorically. There's a strong possibility of that. I don't think that's going to be the case with us.
No.
We might lose because they have more talent and we don't match up well with them in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
But it won't be because we're not trying.
Oh, God, yeah.
I think we have to talk about that in Florida State Clemson. That's on the table for them.
Oh, I know. They are like, oh, God, how is it?
I don't think it's going to happen. I would not bet on that. What is there?
2017 Florida State. Kind of that same high expectations.
Yep.
And now you've fallen flat on your face.
You have Dabo, and then it's over.
You have Dabo going after the officiating, the media.
I'm glad you said that. I said I had a show the other day with a guy from Lockdown Seminoles, and I said Clemson is going through now what we went through in 2017 with Jimbo, going at it with the media, complaining, basically making it feel like you should be so grateful to have me.
Yeah.
Type attitude. And that's how Jimbo was when he left. I'm not trying to but that's how he was.
Yeah, no,
and they are when he did that the other day, and I said, "Oh, I've seen this movie." And then when he mentioned the AD, even Jimbo didn't do that. Did you see when he said, "Well, this guy's in the room, he could fire me here right now," or whatever?
I know that's why I think it's like, are they as locked in?
And then what Blake said the other day, I don't know if you saw what he said after the game. He's like one of their linebackers. He said, "I don't even want to show my face on campus. I don't even want to go to class." He just said that in the sense of he was so embarrassed.
That's why I think that, yes, it's a night game. I just genuinely think that we're just we know that, and I think the players know. I think the coaching staff knows. Brutal October. You start the season here, and then you just nosedive. I think that Clemson has been gradually just because they had high expectations too. I'll say it. I had Clemson arguably as my national champion. I
had to win the ACC and for sure. I don't say for sure, but definite playoff team.
Yeah, I mean, I had
and
definitely.
I think with the loss to LSU, I still didn't say, "Well, look at that." I said, "I think LSU is a good team." I was wrong there too. And I said they got all year to play, and I said that after Bama. When we beat Bama, and everyone was, "Oh, is Bama going to cough up the $75 million for DeBoer? Look at this." I said they haven't even started SEC play yet.
No,
calm down.
And I'll say, I don't want to be in a coaching search right now. I'll come out and say it. Why would you want to be in a coaching search against the likes of LSU, Penn State, Florida, Auburn, Arkansas, Oklahoma State? Like the list goes on and on. It is such a it's a
crowded market.
Yeah.
But here's my answer to that is that could be the norm every year now. The way they're firing coaches, the way things are getting done now. Next year, you could possibly be looking at Michigan with Sharon Moore. Michigan's a better job than Florida State right now at the moment.
I think I
We're
think
biased.
Shamore's gone.
I
No, I
would
think
leave,
Shamore.
I would leave the best team in the NFL to go to Florida State. I'm that biased. But if you ask me on paper right now, as long as we're in the ACC, it's not even a question.
Oh God, no. I'm counting down the days that we are out of this
Yeah,
conference.
we're going to be talking conference realignment one day, you and I, that's for sure.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Michigan could be open. If not this year, if Venables has another year, is Oklahoma. Who knows Heupel's status at Tennessee? And I'm
I
just
think
spitballing a couple.
I think Heupel's good. And then what route do you go if you do find yourself in a coaching search? Look at Florida; they're not going to go a G5 route again. I know damn well they're not going to go a G5 route again.
And they're not going coordinator route either.
Are they going to go try and get
I don't
Lane?
think it's a horrible thing. There's some good coordinators out there.
Those are some great coordinators. But can that coordinator take over and be the guy to run and be a
It is
CEO?
hard there at Florida because you're always going to have the Bull Gators on top of you there.
Oh, yeah.
It is fair. Lane Kiffin will handle it fine. A pro's pro will handle it fine.
I don't think Lane's go. I think if Lane leaves, it is.
I hate it. I hope I'm wrong.
I think Lane could. I could see Lane at Auburn. I could also see Lane at LSU. I could see him at Ole Miss, and I could see him at Florida. I see him anywhere in the SEC.
I think he's very happy at Ole Miss.
I think so too. His daughter goes there.
That extension yet? Whenever that is dangling on the table, we saw it with DeBoer last year.
I know.
Or 2 years ago.
Jimmy Sexton works in mysterious ways. Let's just.
He is unreal, and that's why I was laughing so hard the other day with the whole Saban LSU talk. That was just another case of, well, I'm going to float his name, and then ESPN is going to be calling and saying, "What do we got to do to keep him?"
Yeah, I'll say it. I like Saban on ESPN. I don't watch Game Day. I don't watch Game Day. I stopped watching Game Day. It's unwatchable now. After Lee Corso,
still Nick Saban when he's breaking down football.
I love watching that. I could sit.
Still the greatest college coach of all time, breaking it down. Bobby's a coach to me, but on paper, it's Saban.
I think that this is how I'd also fix the playoff committee. I'd put Saban on there. I'd put former players, coaches, coordinators. Hell, I'd even put athletic trainers in the because they lived it, they breathed it, they did all that stuff. Oh God, that's a whole different. Get real.
I know. No, I'm with you there. I think Saban, if they ever went this route, and they should, college football needs a commissioner.
Oh yeah,
we need to have it.
We need a salary cap on NIL across the board.
They won't have one with the rev share, but come on, man. You think a lot of these schools are really going to abide by?
I need a hard.
Yeah.
I wanted to go back. Let's have a hard salary cap, and then let's start doing under the table stuff again because it was a lot of fun when stuff was going under the table. That was when college football.
And you know what? The coaches that did do the under the table stuff are the ones complaining about NIL.
Yep. Oh,
Saban smarts.
Saban retired. Saban retired right when NIL became a thing.
It's just college game days skip. Same here.
Yeah.
I'll maybe watch the last minute or two for their predictions. Even then, I forget. I like Big Noon kickoff better in general.
Yeah,
I think they do a better job. I don't like Urban Meyer, that's for sure.
I just like the games. I just give me the news.
Yeah. I used to watch game day start to finish, all 3 hours.
Me too.
I can't now.
I used to, yeah.
Because they used to care about the game and tell these cool feel-good stories that got you so excited. Now it's all political with these guys.
Yeah, and the dogs. Don't forget about Herb Street's dog.
Here's my only issue with that is I love dogs. I'm the biggest animal lover. It's just a little weird how he brings his dog to work with him all the time. That's all I'm going to say. I think he has some issues, and I totally get it. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying I have those issues. I'm saying something's not right with Kirk.
I'm not. I let the man do what he wants. Listen, he's
earned the right to do it.
I have all my stuff, whatever. I was not a fan of the funeral, the funeral that we had for the first dog. And then the next week, the body wasn't even cold yet. That's my only complaint. You can bring your dog to work. I don't care. Post the dog. I don't care.
I agree. I think it's like he had his agent say to him, like, hey, it's good PR. It's good.
I don't know what happened. I think the dog is cute. You do your thing. But game day is about breaking down film, talking about ball.
Yeah.
And now it's just talking about the SEC, going to every SEC.
That's fact that they're going to when I say political, it's an SEC. It might as well be on the SEC network, that show.
Oh yeah, and
Um,
I am shocked that they're going to BYU and Texas Tech this weekend. I'm shocked.
and you
I'm
saw
shocked.
what Kirk said about that last week, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I happened to flip. He took a shot at Texas Tech. They are going to be coming at him with pitchforks this week. I actually want to see that. You
No
saw what he
one
said?
will. No one will beat us when it comes to pitchforks and anger and
Oh,
craziness.
for sure.
We are
Why do you think they didn't
the.
come to Bama? Why do you think? You,
Why
you,
would you?
you couldn't put Lee Corso's last game against Bama in Tallahassee. You put it 3:30 because we thought, man, Lee's on the older side. Tough for him to do a night game, even though he did do the Miami game.
Oh yeah, let's ship him on a Southwest flight to Columbus instead of a 4-hour luxury drive up the road to whatever. That
No, you couldn't. You give all these people their own jets. You couldn't for Lee Corso's last game. All he's done for you, give him a charter plane. When I heard he was sitting at the gate in Orlando, and they were like, "Let's welcome Lee Corso as he flies to his last college game." What?
Yeah, I know.
Lee Kirk has jets everywhere.
I know.
And I guess Amazon pays for, I'm sure, a lot of it because he does the Thursday night game.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm
not
sure
going to knock. I'm not going to knock Kirk's. Kirk's dedicated to traveling and working.
Yes,
yeah.
But no, he's earned his perks. I'm not saying he hasn't. But for one day, you couldn't put Lee on a. Since you wouldn't give him that game, like, come on. I'm glad you brought that up too.
Yeah, shuttle him up here. We'll take great care of him. I'm glad that they honored him at the game.
That's
I was very happy.
why they did the Miami game.
Yeah,
so they quote be there for that, so they can look like they.
Yeah, I mean, I when they did when the Marching Chiefs did the Corso.
Yeah. That was the Bama game, right? That was the Bama game.
I think they also did it for the Miami game when he was in
True,
attendance.
I remember the Bama game; they did honor him too.
I will say this: David Black is one of the best, if not the best, in the country. Band director, great guy. Packers fan, by the way, as well. Know that. I met him last year during the Miami game with the whole Waffle House thing. One of the greatest people ever. That's what's been cool too about.
He loves his university.
Oh yeah, that's what's been cool about this. It's just meeting so many people.
Yeah.
Both fans, people who work for the university, and even the players. I mean, the players find it funny too. And I'm like, y'all are great, whatever. I'm just, I'm happy to be here supporting and all that stuff. But man, I've had interactions with the players. That they're like, oh, the Waffle House guy, nicest people ever. And then I just start talking ball. Hey, how you feeling? How's practice going? How's this? How's that? Joking around. It's just fun seeing people, and I know how the fan base can get. You have your right to be mad and angry. Perfectly fine. I'm just gonna put a smile on my face, and I'm gonna keep chopping every Saturday, just like this weekend when we go up there and beat Clemson.
It's the basic attitude of, listen, I'm not out there catching passes or making tackles. All I can do is support.
Oh yeah.
I don't watch the games anymore. I mean, I've had my moments in the past here and there, but I stopped. Where I'm not going to yell at the kids. I'm not going to do that. I might say unless it's like a dumb thing, like a penalty that like really hurts your team, then I might say something that's not the friendliest. But I'm not going to just attack these kids, man, especially on social media. I draw the line there. I will not do that. I just won't do that. If I ever did in the past, I probably regret it. But I don't remember doing that.
No, they see it, and people are. It doesn't. They're trying. That's all I can ask for.
It doesn't help. And then you think recruits don't see that?
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah.
Of course they see it.
It comes with the territory.
Thinking about coming back to Florida State, and he goes online and like, oh yeah, you dissed your dad's school. Who do you think you are? Like, there was an Oklahoma fan. His son left, or his son was playing in Oklahoma, went in the portal and left. And the Oklahoma fans were so upset. They found out like the dad's company, and they went into Google reviews and just gave it the worst ratings, and like really affected his business. And the guy said, "Listen, my kid made a decision. It wasn't personal. You don't have to attack my business."
I'll give it. Emmitt Smith, when his son was coming out, and he had 3 hats on the table: Stanford, Georgia, and Florida. And everyone was like, "Oh, he's going to Florida, going to Florida." I think he picked up the Stanford hat, and I think he ended up going to Stanford. And Emmitt Smith's response, he's like, "Yeah, I would have loved him to go to Florida, but he's my boy and he's making a decision, and I'm going to go support him and all that stuff. And
Good.
it is their right to pave their own route. Do what they want to
They
do.
earned the scholarship through their hard work to go to whatever these schools are.
Yeah.
They've earned the right to pick.
If they get the big bucks from the university, if they get the big NIL cut, they earn that right. And I'm
Like Jake
I just
Simmons,
want
one bit.
huh?
I wish him well. I wish him well at Ohio State.
Oh yeah,
I do. Lawrence was a great player for us.
I will hold out hope that he's not
All right.
completely.
Yeah.
We can always flip him again.
Yeah,
we can always flip him again.
Guys always flip from Ohio State these days. But I love the boss too.
Brock Glenn was going to Ohio State. We flipped him.
That is true. And
That's true.
That's true.
I'm just saying. I got up here. I got it.
I forgot about that one.
Great guy. I'm a big Brock guy. I love Brock. He's a great guy. Great guy. I saw him after the win last week. Dude, he's a guy. There's a guy who had any opportunity to transfer, and he still puts on the garnet and gold and still goes out there and fights for his guys. Mm-hmm.
And you see him on the sidelines like that. But man, I can't thank you enough for coming on.
Thank you. Yeah,
story's awesome. Send me DM me the information for your podcast.
Yes, sir. I will. Thank you for having me. I had a great time.
So we're gonna have to do it again sometime and get Cam to join in.
Oh yeah, whenever. Just hit me up and I'll work it with my schedule. And hey, all I gotta say is go Noles. 8-4 still on the table.
Hey, we have a chance until there's no chance, right?
You can't go 8-4 without losing 4 games at some point. That's the way I look at it. The Gasparilla Bowl is on the table, which is in Tampa, and I think that.
Thank you, William.
Gator Bowl. Thank you. Oh, awesome. Thank you again for having me. This is awesome. And we're winning this weekend.
Great. You were great, man. Keep up the great work, man. And thanks for all you do to support the program, bro. Seriously.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, go Noles. This weekend.
All right, everyone. Go Noles. Check out Cole's stuff. I got some more vlogs coming out and other stuff. So go Noles. And hey, we're not on Noles only on Winners Day. I always say I'd rather lose a Nole than win as any other fan.
Let's go.
This is like legendary. Legendary. Love it. Love it.
We're beating
hold on.
All-Stars.
Hold on. Well, we got you. Here it is. Let's match it up next to it.
There we go. Hey.
Whoa, there's the menu.
All-Star special. All game long. All-Star special.
Love it, man. Hey, Cole, thank you so much for coming on. This was a blast, honestly.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Go Noles, everyone.
Go Noles.